Well, once again, hello everyone. Hope you have been enjoying your weekend. For some of you, it's already Monday. I guess that would be for anyone tuning in from Australia. So perhaps their weekend has already come to an end. But for many of us, it's still evening and late afternoon. Actually, not even late afternoon. Afternoon for me, it's about 12:30. So still a little bit of weekend left to go for me. I hope all of you guys have been having a great weekend as well. Today we're going to be having a look at Moscow's two city airports that were released. Let's see, and someone already told me that I've already butchered some of the names here, but in my best Russian, I'm going to say Moscow Sheremetyevo. And that's probably wrong, but we'll just stick with that for argument's sake. By Drzewiecki Design. Some of you may pronounce it Drzewiecki or Drzewiecki or Drzewiecki. It's Drzewiecki is the best non-Polish way to probably pronounce it. And that's Sheremetyevo. And then, of course, M Design, which is a new development company. That released Drzewiecki, and I'm probably butchering that one too, so again, please forgive me in advance. We'll be taking a look at Drzewiecki as well today. Obviously, you can see we're starting off at Sheremetyevo, and from the last stream, I was told about this new ICE air traffic program, so I took a little bit of extra time to download it, so I'm sort of early in the broadcast, because I guess on Facebook I said I would start at 1945 Zulu, and I started earlier than that, so I'm early and I'm delayed all at once. So I waited to get that installed, so that it is installed, that ICE air traffic. So we're going to get a look. I actually wound up removing my old World of AI traffic, not because it didn't work, it actually worked fairly well, but unfortunately, if you have any AI installed, it doesn't get along with, the FS9 code does not get along with SX or P3D code. And so as a result, what winds up happening is any P3D native or FSX native AI traffic just simply will not appear at all. So I kind of had to make a decision to let it go. And that was really sad for me because I had all my old AI traffic packages in there from airlines that are defunct or airlines with older liveries and things of that nature. Actually, I need to change the weather here. I don't want these thunderstorms. Your screen's going to go black for just a second. I thought I changed it, but then I guess I didn't. Let's see here. We'll go for some clear skies, and hopefully that should help out with the stream, too. Sometimes when I have heavy clouds, it affects the stream a little bit. Has a tendency to, anyway. So, yeah, I had to let it go, unfortunately, and I was sad to finally say goodbye to World of AI after so many incredible years of service, and I will miss them. But during the stream day before yesterday, some of the guys pointed me off to this ICE air traffic, and so I had some issues downloading it. It turns out that Google Chrome, which is one of the few browsers that will actually allow you to download from that website, was actually deleting the file like automatically. It wasn't even Norton that was doing it. It was like Google basically taking it away, and so finally I figured out what that was, and I had to go back in and okay it. So hopefully there's no viruses or anything in it. Hopefully it's a stand-up team, and there won't be any issues. So that's what I have installed today, although I don't think I've seen any of the AI traffic yet. Now I've turned the commercial traffic all the way up to high, so if it doesn't show up, then I might have screwed up the installation, because I'm not seeing a whole lot of airplanes here, and what I am seeing so far looks like static models. And we've got a couple of Q300s in here. These look like static models. I don't think these are AI traffic models, are they? What is this? Oh, these are some default traffic. Those are default. So maybe I didn't install it properly. Essentially, all I really did. Now, this is a static model for sure. This guy here, that's a Sukhoi Superjet. Looks like an SSJ-100, which is actually a very nice-looking airplane. I think it would look better if Sukhoi would put some winglets on that bad boy and make it a little bit prettier. Interesting thing about the Sukhoi Superjet and the Bombardier C series, apparently both of these were derivatives of a regional jet that was initially going to be developed by Doiner. And I can't remember the classification or the name of that, the designation of that aircraft that Doiner was making, but they actually made one full working model, not a flyable model, but a full model of the aircraft, and then it was kind of shortly before Doiner's demise. So it was never built, and the one remaining model, if I'm not mistaken, nice looking building here, the one remaining model, if I'm not mistaken, wound up in a college or something somewhere for training purposes or something like that. So from what I understand is both Bombardier and Sukhoi purchased, I guess, the what's the word that I can use for it? They both purchased the design schematics or whatever it was, and both Bombardier and Sukhoi then set out based on those schematics to then create regional jets of their own. So anyway, that's more or less how I understand the story. I'm probably leaving a little bit of information out, and some of you probably know a little bit more about that than I do. But the Sukhoi Superjet's a very nice looking airplane. I'm a fan of big engines, and I'm a fan of overpowered aircraft. Obviously, the SSJ has very small engines on it, whereas the C series has really large engines on it. So it looks almost like a mini A320 NEO in a sense that if you've seen the NEO, the engines they strap to that thing are freaking humongous. It almost doesn't even look right. It looks like it's carrying two weights. Like, bro, do you even lift? Alright, so in taking a look at Drzewiecki design Moscow Sheremetyevo, taking a look at some of the, actually the hangar and maintenance side of the airport and some of the logistics areas. I can see that the hangars have some nice environmental reflections on them, which is very nice. And what's even better is the fact that they are not taking advantage of the sort of stock imagery that comes with FSX and prepared. So it looks like there is some custom imagery there in those reflections, which is very nice. Also, some very nice looking texturing work going on as well. Drzewiecki design, of course, didn't get off to a very good start for 2015. Got off to a rough start, actually. I'm probably sugarcoating it a little bit with a lot of projects that were delayed from summer of 2013. I believe this particular product, though, was released on time. I don't think this one was delayed, but obviously the New York Airports project was delayed, as well as, how do you pronounce it? Is it Tallinn in Estonia? Sorry, just taking a drink of water there. So very, very nice looking static aircraft here. So it looks like Drzewiecki design has finally had the time to get caught up in the year and start releasing some products. This is kind of odd how the tarmac just gives way to photo imagery, as opposed to just painting the lot and everything all the way through. Also, I don't see any fencing, so it looks like you can just drive straight on out from the tarmac here, right on out to the parking lot there, it looks like. Let me get a little closer. I do see some kind of fence. Or a wall. Yeah, I guess there is a fence there. There's a wall. But certainly the way the photoreal imagery was used to park the trucks on, and obviously as it appears to be part of the airfield since it seems to be on this side of the fence, the way the tarmac just sort of gives way, and it's not even subtle. It doesn't even warm you up to it. It just cuts you right off and booyah. That doesn't look very nice. Personally, I would like to see, especially if it's going to be on the airfield side, that everything is, all the groundwork is custom groundwork and not just thrown on top of photo imagery there. But that aside, groundwork is not bad. Lots of deep cracks in the pavement there. Really deep cracks there in the pavement. Look at that. Some nice looking jet bridges, and here we are at the main terminal model. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about Sheremetyevo, so I'm not even sure what terminal we're looking at here at present. And Drzewiecki design is really, for the most part, known for photoreal imagery application on airports. Essentially, just like Tallinn, which I know I'm still pronouncing wrong, and a lot of their other airports. This time around, though, it looks like everything was more or less hand-drawn, so not so much photo imagery. Sorry, my helicopter skills aren't so good right now. I'm trying not to shake you around too much. So the quality of the work actually looks very good. Some sharp uses of blues and oranges. But I think this is probably one of the few projects from Drzewiecki design that is not just a pure photoreal application. At least it doesn't look photoreal. It looks like it's hand-drawn. I could be wrong. Gonna make our way over to the land side of the terminal here. Again, more just photoreal in lieu of actually hand drawing these roads in, which would have, I think, looked a little bit nicer. And Terminal C is actually the name of this terminal here, and it actually looks like it's relatively new. So representation of the buildings are very nice. Unfortunately, the representation of the photoreal coverage that sits up beneath it sort of distracts from it a bit. Roof textures look nice, and even the skylights here have some environmental reflections as well, which looks very nice. And I can only assume this is probably an older terminal sitting on the airport grounds here. I guess I'm a little disappointed that the ICI traffic didn't show up. So obviously I must have installed things in the wrong folder, which means I'm going to have a million airplane files somewhere in my directory, and that's going to probably drive me crazy, but I'll have to figure that out later. And this area over here actually reminds me of the old Terminal 5 at JFK, which was recently torn down. Is it Terminal 5? Am I getting that right? The old Pan Am terminal? The flying saucer? And that's how Pan Am used to do it. They just parked the 707s right up as the way that you see it here. So this reminds me a lot of that. Kind of sad to see that it's gone from JFK now. The last time I was there, that the building was still there, was a couple years ago. And I was actually flying quite a bit on Delta, so I got to spend quite a bit of time in the old terminal before they let it go. It's really sad because I see it as something of a landmark. Just like the old TWA check-in area at JFK, that's still there, and that will always remain there because that's been more or less rendered a historical landmark, so that won't be torn down. But unfortunately, the old Pan Am flying saucer was not considered a landmark and has since been removed. Very, very high quality looking terminal here. I'm sorry, control tower here. Very nice. Got some mild internal modeling there. Try to get in close. That's actually a very attractive looking control tower. Some nice handy glass work. Could these be the first attempts at Drzewiecki design starting to get into internal modeling? It certainly is detailed, isn't it? Wow, look at that. I mean, there's even environmental reflections on the little computer monitors there, which is pretty impressive. Very well done there. No people though. There's no one manning the airport. So I guess you don't need anyone in the tower, huh? Since there's no traffic flying in or out. But nevertheless, very nice looking terminal model. In fact, since the AI didn't show up, because I am noticing, whereas I am noticing some very good performance, I'm also noticing some slight micro stutters here. Where's my mouse? Uh-oh. Where did my mouse go? Okay, why did my mouse just disappear here? Okay, well, it looks like we've just run into a problem. I'm not sure what's going on here. Alright, give me a second here, folks. Looks like I ran into an issue. My mouse disappeared. Okay, well that's crazy. I don't know what's going on here, but let me see. Memory seems fine, so okay, well this is not good. It looks like I've ran into a real issue here. The simulator is still up, but I've lost the ability to use my mouse. I don't think I can tell you how annoying this is here. Shoot. Alright, hang on one second, folks. My apologies. I'm not seeing what's going on here. Hang on. Worst case scenario, I'm going to have to restart the computer, which means stopping the whole broadcast. There it goes. Oh, I got it back. Okay. Good. Okay, screen's going to go dark here for just a moment. Just going to turn down that AI traffic. I don't know if it's really having an effect or not, but for the sake of argument, we're just going to turn that off. And of course, the frames counter jumps up a little bit too now, so that's also a good thing. Not sure why I lost my mouse. Just a quick unplug and replug and it seems back. So anyway, very nice terminal model here. So far the only thing negative I really have to say about the scenery is that the photoreal imagery is really getting to me. And this is one of the areas that I've been known to pick apart with a lot of developers. When it comes to areas that are important to the airport, it's better to draw these areas in. I mean, these cars, for example, for all intents and purposes, look like they're parked on dirt. So it just doesn't really look that good, especially if you can see it from the airfield. So, and it's sort of a detractor because the thing is the buildings are all very nicely done. Very nicely done, in fact. So, it's just a little bit unfortunate that the way they sit on this photoreal terrain, and it's very blurry. It's sharp and blurry all at once. So overall, it is something of a detractor to the scenery. Ooh, and then you can really see that from the airfield too. So it kind of leaves me to wonder, why is the tarmac not going all the way up to the building, or if there's supposed to be a sidewalk there, why is there no sidewalk? Yeah. That's all something of a disappointment there. The tarmac just sort of ends abruptly. So that really could have been done better. Very nice looking trucks. I don't think I've ever seen trucks from the cargo side actually on the airfield. At least here in the States, the trucks like that, they don't actually drive onto the airfield. They're always on the land side of the airport. It's very interesting to see it done that way. So a lot of nice looking cars in the lots. It's just that photoreal imagery that's sort of killing me. And it looks like we have another nice looking hangar here, and this one actually looks to be modeled interior. Let's take a look. Some interesting glasswork here, some environmental reflections. Really loving those stairs there on the side. Very nice. We'll just scooch right on in here. It's a very nicely done looking hangar here. And I definitely appreciate the use of glass. That was very nice, as opposed to just doing like a photoreal glass or something like that. In this case, it allows us to actually see directly inside the terminal, which looks really nice. I'm sorry, inside the hangar. So I'm a big fan of stuff like that. Although that reflection is a little overwhelming in this case because the glass is so big, but nevertheless very nice. I wonder how that opens. Interesting. Very nice glass work. Very nice internal modeling there on the hangar. And very good attention to detail on little things like the stairs on the side. And some baked shadows too. And we're back to our photo terrain. And I see there's quite a few comments there. I'll be getting to you guys in a moment. Some more logistics buildings here. And I have to say, Drzewiecki Design has definitely come a long way, and this is one of the teams that did it right. And when I say did it right, we've seen, I think, an influx of a lot of development teams come on the scene lately that have tried to start off big. And it's okay to start off big if you have really, truly the means to do so, but I've seen a couple of teams, a few teams actually, that may not even be teams, maybe just individual developers that have been trying to start off big, and the results haven't been coming off too well. And in many cases, the products were never released because they realized they were in over their heads. And what I appreciate about Drzewiecki Design, and I've been following this team since 2007, the end of 2007, I think sometime around, I think I discovered Drzewiecki Design sometime around, I think November, December of 07, if I'm not mistaken. Some very nice looking de-icers and snowplow equipment. Again, I just don't like the way they're sitting on this photo reel here. But nevertheless, the team was starting off really small. They were not very well known, and mostly just doing small airfields around Warsaw in different areas in Poland. And whereas I didn't have that much of an interest in flying around Poland at the time, I was really impressed by the level of detail that they were putting in their projects. In fact, I don't think Orbix existed back then. And when Orbix started doing small airfields, I remember thinking, wow, this is just like that Polish team, Drzewiecki Design. Because back then I didn't know how to pronounce it. This is a very nice looking building here, very nice looking texture work. I don't know what a lot of these buildings are, but they're very nicely done. With the exception of the distraction of the photoreal. I guess it's just part of the logistics building for the airport services. That's what it looks like. So yeah, that's what I remember thinking, because they were using photoreal imagery on these buildings, and I remember just thinking, oh my god, the work looks so real. It's so incredibly realistic. And it really was. And in fact, I hated photoreal. I couldn't stand photoreal because in FS9, a lot of developers used it, and it was always very, very low resolution imagery. So there was just nothing about it that looked realistic, as opposed to like what Flight Tampa was doing back then, or Cloud9 and a lot of those developers. I know you guys are like, Cloud 9, oh my god, that's a long time ago. So Drzewiecki was really the first that really gained my interest and really had my attention when it came to applying photoreal application imagery onto buildings. And it was incredibly realistic. It was incredible. Some Cyrillic writing there. It was incredibly realistic. And so that's what essentially won me over, and I started really looking at photoreal in a different way and thinking, God, this is actually more realistic looking than what everyone else is doing. Hopefully I'm not panning around too fast, because I know with the stream it has a tendency to pixelate on your screen, so I'll try to slow it down here just a bit. I want to try to keep the stream under 2 hours, because YouTube is going to start jamming it into multiple sessions once I go over 2 hours. I mean, if it does, it does, but I know a lot of people, once you watch the first half, it's like, I don't feel like clicking on the rest, screw it. So, and then some of it sort of just gets lost. This area over here looks like either, actually it looks like maybe an executive terminal. Nice modeling there. I'm going to set the aircraft down here for just a moment and just take a second to greet everyone and take a look at any comments you may have. Try to keep it as interactive as I can. Rolio's here. Speed Bird, what's up? Pratt, nice to see you. November 172 Zulu, howdy. Jet FA's on board. Always glad to see you. And Captain Gumbo corrected me with the Doiner that I was talking about earlier in the stream, the 728. Thank you very much, and hi, by the way, back at you. Rolia says there's a lot of buffering today. Is anyone else having that problem? Hope not. Rolio says Russia has a copyright on deep cracks and potholes. Well, no, I think they're going to have to share that copyright with Los Angeles. You should see our roads here. Okay, let's see, anything else? And the FPS, Eric, welcome aboard, by the way, is, we're grooving in the 50s and 60s, so. And my FPS is set to unlimited, so try to squeeze as much as I can. Piloto's here. Hi, Piloto and Andre. Nice to see you guys. And newcomer, I haven't seen this name before. Braggy. Sorry, I can't pronounce that, but we'll say Braggy. Welcome aboard, buddy. All right, so I don't see any real questions about the scenery as yet, so I'm going to take off here. I saw some static models over there off the airfield. Looks like some older Russian aircraft. Looks like an Ilyushin. Looks like a Tuplov. A couple of them over here, actually. I always thought that the Ilyushin, and I can't think of the specific name, but I always thought it wasn't a bad-looking airplane. I mean, it sort of looks like a cross between an A340 and... Well, actually, I guess it just looks like an A340, almost. I mean, not exactly like an A340, but it sort of favors an A340 a little bit. I guess this is maybe a museum area for Aeroflot. So I've always thought it wasn't a bad-looking airplane. I mean, they eventually updated it with winglets and all that. The problem with the plane is, number one, on the inside it's ugly. I don't like the cabin. And I think one way you can make this airplane look really nice is if you strapped 4 big engines on it. As many of us know, this is one hell of an underpowered airplane. You strap some like fat Pratt & Whitneys or some GEs or Rolls-Royce engines on there. Turbofans, which those are not, that you're looking at there. In fact, if I can think off the top of my head what these engines are called, they're called Drzewiecki or something like that. I forget it. But anyway, and then if you get like a nice, modern, flight deck and modern cabin, I think that airplane probably could have done well in the Western world. But so much was done so cheaply in quality with that airplane that Western Airlines won't even give it a second glance, won't even bother. But nevertheless, I always thought it was a good-looking airport, and it would be nice if a developer came around and actually made a quality version of that. Russian airplanes are really hard to come by in quality, so I mean we've seen some good freewares over the years. Now, making our way back on the airfield. The quality of the photo imagery on the airfield itself looks quite nice. And someone will have to remind me to take a look at the winter textures too, by the way. And we are also looking at, FTX Global plus Vector and OpenLC Europe. And this area obviously would be considered Europe East, and it looks like, it looks like there's full compatibility here too. It seems everything seems to blend in quite well with OpenLC. Very nice. I can see a train there. Unfortunately, looks like just an image. I know some of the guys are really excited about, we took a look at Bangkok, not Bangkok, excuse me. We took a look at Kuala Lumpur the other day, and one of the things I think we all really liked much about that scenery was the animated trains coming and going in and out of the airport. I think that's something that would have been a nice touch here. Would anyone disagree? Unfortunately, it's just photoreal again, so there's no actual tracks or the, what do you call those things? The thingy-doos that hold the power lines for the trains. I'm just having brain farts today. So it's just been left more or less to the imagination, I guess. But that was definitely one of the features that I liked about Kuala Lumpur is the animated trains. I love trains, just period. So even when I see them in FS, I get, you know, all girly about it. Alright, so heading back over to the other side of the airport now. I said back over. This is our first time coming over. And mind you, I'm seeing this for the first time just as you all are as well. So I was really hoping to try to make some time to kind of do this during a live interview with Stan, who's the owner and lead developer of Drzewiecki Design. But the way my weekends have been turning out is just, it's been really tough. And so today, which is Sunday, it just kind of worked out because the wife is out at the convention center, and so, you know, I have the time to, you know, do all this and, you know, just kick my stepson off the internet. He'll be all right. So this was kind of spare of the moment. I didn't really plan to do this today, but I couldn't keep passing it up because obviously it's a product that I myself was very, very excited about, and glad to finally get a chance to see it. And so far, as mentioned, I only really have one complaint. Performance seems to be working out quite nice. I see some random stutters here and there, but that also could be that it's time to defragment and optimize the hard drive too. And I see Andre's noting the outdoor church there. There it is. You can pray before you fly. Ooh, let me pause this real quick. Is that Warsaw? I mean, not Warsaw. What the hell am I talking about? This is Russia. Looking at... that was stupid. Just looking at... these are actually, I guess, the default buildings for FTX Global, looks like. I just happened to see the shadows off in the far background there. I thought, ooh, let me zoom in on that. Warsaw. What came to mind was Drzewiecki's Warsaw City scenery, by the way. So we've got a few custom trees here. A lot of just random buildings, office buildings, I suppose. Logistics centers. I have no clue what all these buildings are, but there's a lot of them. And looks like we're heading over. Oops, I hate when I spin the thing like that. Sorry about that. Now heading over to the main terminal. Terminal F. Once again, some nice environmental reflection there. Looks like some photoreal application this time around as well. Interesting to mix colors pink and red together. That's certainly unusual, especially for an airport, especially on jet bridges. Very nice. And actually, if I remember correctly, there were some trains that were modeled in. There it is. Now, why did that glass disappear? I do not know. I saw a glass there, and it looks like the glass disappeared. Now, these are some very nice looking model trains here. I don't know why that glass disappeared. Or maybe it wasn't meant to be glass. I don't know. It looked like there was something there, and it looked like it disappeared for a moment. If only these trains were animated. They looked very nice. There in the train station, ready to depart. But alas, I believe these are only static, so I don't think we'll be seeing these go anywhere. So some nice looking trains there in the train station. And the station itself is also modeled quite nicely. There in the station logo. I guess that's the transit company logo. Just an assumption. And so for Terminal F, we have both the newer aspects of the terminal and the older aspect of the terminal. And someone correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the older part of the terminal look like a cross between Berlin Tegel and, is it Hanover? It kind of looks like a cross between those two. I think it's Hanover that I'm looking at. You folks in Europe would be able to probably tell me that, but that's what it sort of looks like, this older terminal here. And then the newer terminal, also looking very nice with some pretty strong uses of the color orange. And we do have our environmental reflections as well. This is all very nicely done. Very nice. Very modern look for a very old city. Very nicely done here. And we have some very nice looking off-airport office buildings here, which I always love when hotels and nearby office buildings are added, because naturally they're all part of the airport environment. And why shouldn't they be added? Got Novotel here. Boy, the trees and just the environment of Orbix Open LC really does just make a huge difference. If you don't have that product yet and you fly a lot in Europe, you're missing out on something absolutely incredible. Incredible. So here with the hotel and the office buildings and with the airport in the background, it all seems to come together quite nicely. If only the AI traffic showed up. So plenty of cars in the parking lot there. Once again, just that photoreal. Come on, you're killing me. Here we have the Park Inn Hotel. Very nice. Have some trees there, some cars in the lots. And even a building advertisement. Newly renovated rooms. Hotels you can rely on. Free shuttle bus. And connections to the airport. Park Inn by Radisson. On the web at parkinn.com. Very nice looking hotel. And once again, the effort was made to have some reflections on all the little independent individual windows there. I guess that's the old ugly part of the hotel, isn't it? That part didn't get renovated. Urgh. Very nicely done here. And just kind of moseying our way back over to the air side of Terminal F. Actually, E and F, isn't it? That's right. They're both interconnected, but nevertheless, the newer terminal is Terminal E. Somebody probably corrected me on that, and I just didn't get a chance to get around to it just yet. Wow, that looks very nicely done. Very nicely done. I'm going to be looking forward to making screenshots of this place. The only detractor is that bloody photoreal image. It's killing it. It really is, because everything just looks so nicely done. I mean, for example, I'm going to hit my pause button here. You know, you take a look at this roadway here, this service road, which services the airport here. It's so nicely done. You have the colors of the lanes, and you even have the coloration of the sidewalk areas here. You've got arrows for the roads. This is how it should look. And this quality should have flowed all the way down into the lot where there's obviously more roads and things of that nature, just like on the other side of the airport that we looked at. It all should have been done in this quality. And if it had been, I mean, this airport would have been a 100%. A 100%. So far. But that's just the one thing that just seems to be killing it for me. And it's like, come on! This is a big deal. I don't know. For most of you guys could probably not care less, to be honest. But it's one of those things that I point out, especially as a reviewer. It's one of those things that is a big deal in my mind, anyway. So, and then the main building of Terminal F from the airside position. Look how nicely done that was. If only that quality could have spilled over into the rest of the photoreal areas that make up the various parking lots and roads and things of that nature. Nice to see the towers here on top of the building. So yeah, that remains the only detractor so far. Otherwise, everything is so nicely done. I mean, I'm really, really, really loving this airport. And with the Orbix vector in the background, it's all coming together so beautifully. It's all looking so beautifully. It's just that photoreal ground. That's the only thing that's killing it for me. And now we're heading over to the, what I like to think is the most iconic part of the airport. Very, very interesting architecture of Terminal D. And once again, we get a difference in perspective from the drawn roads versus that horrible photo image down there. I'm sorry, Stan. You know I love you, man. You know I do. But oh, that's killing it for me. But besides that, the representation of the terminal in flight simulation form has been captured perfectly. The architecture just looks tremendous. And here you have the suspension cables for the bridge there. I mean, this terminal is really like something out of, it's like a Klingon bird of prey, this terminal. I mean, it's got a very sort of science fiction-y sort of look to it. It looks really cool. And my younger cousin, she was recently in Moscow, connecting on a flight to Italy. My uncle's a very interesting guy. He's a very wealthy, affluent guy. Uncle-in-law, rather. But he's a very interesting guy. He is very cheap. You know how they say that's how the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor? Well, that's sort of him. And she's only 19, and she was going to Italy, and she was giving some lectures about some crap for college or whatever it was. But I happened to be over to the house one weekend, and she's like, oh, by the way, I'm going to Italy in a couple of weeks. And I'm like, oh, nice. You know, I've been to Italy. It's a nice place. Eat here, eat there, visit this, visit that, whatever. She's actually well-traveled. She's been quite a few places in Europe and Central and South America. She seems to really like Central America, especially Costa Rica. But anyway, so naturally I asked, you know, what airline are you flying on? And she goes, well, I'm flying Aeroflot. And I'm like, you're flying Aeroflot? What the hell are you flying Aeroflot going to Italy for? Why not fly Alitalia? It's direct flights from LA to Fiumicino. And she goes, well, my dad, he booked me through somewhere. I don't know where I'm going. Obviously, she didn't have a concept of airlines. In fact, she didn't even say Aeroflot. I asked what airline she was flying on, and she didn't know. So I said, okay, show me your e-ticket and itinerary and I'll tell you. And then I saw Aeroflot and I'm like, why are you flying Aeroflot? And then sure enough, it had her going through Sheremetyevo. And so then I thought to myself, well, you know, I know she needs a visa to transit through Russia. And, I mean, if you're staying in the airport 24 hours, it's fine. But her stay was longer. Her connection was longer than 24 hours. And she didn't even know. She didn't really bother to look at the ticket. And she was staying a little bit longer than 24 hours. And I'm like, oh, my God. She has to have a visa. And she's leaving in 2 weeks. There's no way in hell she's going to get a visa in 2 weeks. So then I had to do all this research and this and that. And it turns out, okay, great. There is a hotel there. She won't need a visa if she's going to be staying less than, I think it's less than 48 hours and you're not leaving the airport, then you don't need a visa. So luckily for her, she didn't need the visa. But I didn't like the fact that she was transiting through Russia in the first place. And then second of all, I didn't like the fact that she was transiting through without a visa, because anything can happen. Any sort of emergency can happen and you might need to leave the airport. So, you know, I saw it as a bit of a risk. But nevertheless, everything was fine and she enjoyed her trip. I probably would have preferred if she transited through Heathrow or Amsterdam or something like that. But nevertheless, she had a very, very long stay in this airport over the summer. So, and that was coming and going too. So, you know, Uncle could have just as easily have bought her a business class ticket and not even batted an eye. But nevertheless, how the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor by saving money and putting her on Aeroflot as opposed to, you know, British Airways or Virgin or something like that and going through Heathrow. Or just going direct to Rome on Alitalia would have been fine. Would have taken down a lot of time in the transit as well. But anyway, the only thing that's sad is I wish I could have been in her seat, because then I would have gotten the opportunity to see the airport myself. Obviously, I have some respect for the architecture, and she couldn't care less. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I certainly envy her, because she's going to get to go and see this amazing airport and not possibly care less. It's just a building just like anything else. I'm very impressed with the skylights and the representation on the roofs here. You can see there's air conditioning ducts there and various outlets to get onto the roof. All the glass looks very nice. Definitely a lot of attention to detail up here. Once again, that was Story Hour.
Once again, this was Story Hour with DeAndre, and now we return you to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
Every now and then I slip into these stories during the stream. So nevertheless, jet bridges here look very nice, like the representation of the glass. There's like a fly flying in front of my screen. Hopefully I got it. So, and definitely looks like, just trying to get up close here, looks like some of this is photoreal, isn't it? And the environmental reflection seems rather mild. More prominent on the glass on the jet bridges. Or the walkways connecting the terminal to the jet bridges, I guess I should say. But nevertheless, the airport, or the terminal here, was rendered very nicely. Very nicely done here. I like that. And we have a little control tower at the end here, and all the jet bridges. See, look, doesn't that look like almost like a, is it a Romulan warbird or a Klingon bird of prey? Which ship is it? But it's one of them, right? Like that has to be what they were going for, right? It has to be. That has to be what they were going for, because I swear it looks just like a, I think it's a Romulan warbird, isn't it? I can't tell which, but that's exactly what that looks like to me. I'm telling you, that's what I'm telling you. The architect was a Trekkie. You guys call my bluff. I'm telling you, that's what it is. As my wife's mom always says, that's what it is. That's what it is. So anyway, very nicely done on this terminal here. And Drzewiecki Design is heading off to Turkmenistan for the next project, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So Terminal D. Does anyone know what year this was built, by the way? I really like that. And it really connects well with all of the other airports that Drzewiecki Design has created in Poland. In fact, the only thing I'm disappointed with, Stan, is the fact that I guess they've stopped developing those airports in Poland. I guess maybe they weren't that popular, or maybe they weren't selling that well. I don't know, but I love them. There's so many airport developments taking place in Poland right now. It's not even funny, and they're all really, really beautiful, high-quality airports. Very nice architecture. I'm a huge fan of architecture. So for me, all those airports taking place in Poland is just amazing. So I am counting my blessings that we got a lot of them, but there are a lot more that were built that I really, really wanted that I don't think we're going to get now, just because maybe they weren't selling that well. But there's a forum topic over at Skyscraper City, which is a website that I follow, that deals a lot in architecture, and among city skyscrapers and things of that nature, they do cover airports. And so there's a very lengthy topic about the airports being built in Poland, and these guys have just, they go right on the airfield there. There's no concern about, oh, it's after 9/11, you can't have a camera, none of that bullshit. There's, people can just go in and take pictures, and there's so many detailed pictures of these airports that are being developed, and it's amazing. It is amazing, and the architecture of these airports are so nice, and so I really wish we were getting the rest of them, and who knows, maybe Stan will change his mind in the future, but very nice looking airports, and I hope someday we'll get the rest of them, because they are very nice. So once again, just sort of doing a higher elevation overview now. We've sort of gotten down on our knees and gotten some close-up looks of the whole airport. I'm in the process of trying to get us a high elevation so we can see just how well the airport blends in with OpenLC Europe, Vector, and FTX Global, all stacked in there with FS Global 2010. I wonder if FS Global is going to come out with another version. 2015, FS Global 2015 maybe? Who knows? So we're just getting an idea of how well it all blends in together, and it does so perfectly. It looks almost seamless. And in a minute, we're going to make our transition to winter textures. And whilst I do that, I'll head over and take a look at some of your comments on the laptop over here on my right. Once again, glad everyone could be aboard. Hopefully, if you've been waiting to buy this product, if you've been waiting on me to live stream it, I'm really sorry. But now we have gotten to it. And once again, if you plan on sticking around, we'll be heading over to the Moscow Domodedovo Airport by M-Design, which is a new development company. So we're taking out both Moscow airports in one bang, and then on top of that, St. Petersburg is in development now, from the same developer who brought you Yekaterinburg and a couple of those other far off the beaten path Russian airports, as well as some really amazing freewares over the years. So I imagine that will be released before Christmas, or yeah, around that time. I'm really looking forward to St. Petersburg. Alright, so let me go ahead and pull back here and get ready to pull up those winter textures. And I'm just going to hit the pause. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. Good, my mouse is still working, thank God. World, time and season. Let's go to winter. And actually, let me just set a specific date, because sometimes... Oops, what did I do here? Fall, we want to go to winter. That's just for the sake, let's just try January 1st. And while I do that, let me take a look over here and see if there's any questions, any interesting comments. I think I see there some of you guys are having trouble with Twitch today. Maybe because it's Saturday and a lot of people are streaming on their servers. I'm guessing. I really don't know. Twitch is kind of funny, but it really is the best option available, I'm afraid. So I have looked into some other options, and anything short of paying $500 a month, it just ain't happening. Is there no snow textures? Where's the snow? Okay, hang on. I gotta adjust that again. Give me just a second. And Rolio says he's buffering so much he can't hear anything that I say. Whoa, that's not good. All right, let me see here. Andre's laughing and saying, you can pray before you fly. And I agree with Piloto, who's saying he'd like to have a Yak 40 or Sukhoi 100 in P3D. Yeah, there was a team that was working on it, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna finish it. I don't think it's gonna work out. Well, I'm sorry you guys are having trouble with the buffering. Let me just double check my stepson's not on Counter-Strike here. Hang on a second. That's a bit unusual for you guys to be having that much issues with the stream. Are more people having problems with the stream by chance? I hate that you guys are having that problem. Pluto says, yes, low resolution photos are not for developers, just for freeware. Perhaps they couldn't get better images. That's true too, but you know, when it comes to parking lots and stuff, especially like where the control tower sits, stuff like that, those things really could have been painted, you know, hand drawn, in other words. So, I mean, I totally understand the concept of not getting, you know, good quality. And even if you can get good quality, a lot of times good quality photoreal is really expensive. That stuff can run well into the thousands. So I even understand if a developer can't be bothered to spend that much money. It's just only when it comes to those areas, you know, like parking lots and service roads and airport roads and stuff like that. Those things could be hand drawn to look a little bit better. Let's see. Andre says they've obviously put so much work into it and all the detailed buildings and vehicles and all that, and then ruin it with the photo textures. I know, that's the only thing, because indeed there was so much work and effort that was gone here. And I love it, don't get me wrong. It's like 95%, but that last 5% is really just choking me. Captain Gumbo says, regarding Terminal F in Tegel, Hanover, Wikipedia, the design is a larger version of one of the Hanover Lannenhagen Airport by the same architects. Okay. There you go. That's why they look so similar. And Rolio is pointing out the more ground textures equals more polygons, texture draw calls, and less performance. Let's see. But Andre says drawn ground textures does not add any polygons. Rolio says yes, they do. Okay. Let's see, and a lot of comments about the terminals looking very nice, very good. Gabor, welcome aboard, says, I think that some details like monitor reflections in buildings can cause FPS problems unnecessarily. I don't necessarily think that. I don't think that. But let me tell you this. In the installer, there is an option for lower VAS usage. In fact, the installer has a control panel where you can uncheck a lot of stuff. You can get rid of all those cars. You can bump it down to, I think, the 2048 textures on all the buildings. So there are a number of options available to you if it doesn't run that well, or if you like to use traffic or whatever and you need to find a balance. So you can find all those things on the product page, or if not, definitely in the manual. And Rolio says, Andre says Russian immigrations are a-holes and U.S. ones, and Rolio says U.S. Immigration Service are first-grade a-holes. The interesting thing about U.S. immigration, I have a few friends that work in immigration, but here at LAX, is it my imagination, or are all the immigration people who work at LAX not Americans? Like, They're all nationalized Americans. They were all born in another country. It's like, it's very rare nowadays that I see like an actual American U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency. Like it's like they're either from the Philippines or they're from Europe or they're from Asia somewhere or Mexico or something. But very few of them are just like, yeah, I was born here. My dad was born here. My dad's dad was born here. My dad's dad was born here. I'm American motherfucker. No, it's like everyone is from another country. So if they're a-holes, you know, maybe it has something to do with the fact that they hate their job and they have to deal with all these cultures every day. I don't know. Andre says maybe they hired Lucasfilm for architects of Terminal D. I don't know, but it does look like it, though. But anyway. Just scrolling on through here. Sorry, Rolio, I don't know what's going on with the stream today if you guys are having trouble. I really don't know. Oh, Andre's pointing out the guy who flew the Cessna 172 from Germany to Moscow and landed on the Red Square. He landed right in front of the that thing built by Ivan the Terrible. What was it called? It was Red Square, right? He had some big balls, yeah. I think he got arrested, didn't he? I think they threw him in the slammer. Adi's here tuning in from Israel. Nope, no Copenhagen yet, but I did speak with the developers today, and I was trying to see if I could squeeze, like, you know, maybe some more exclusives in a week from now or 2 weeks from now, and they were like, this thing is coming so quick, there ain't going to be no more time for previews. So these guys are like, it's like right around the corner, Copenhagen. Literally, it's right around the corner. So I don't even think there's going to be any more previews. There may be one more preview, but it looks like they're really, really looking to squeeze it out fairly quickly. So it could be this week or next week. So... But anyway, in answer to your question, Adi, about how does Sheremetyevo stack up, it's awesome. It's amazing. In fact, we only found one thing that we don't like, or at least I don't like, but that's about it. It's really a tremendous work. Piloto's pointing out L8 simulations. Yep, love those guys. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry about the way things are working. In fact, my friend Jerome, who's in Germany, is saying things are moving a little bit slowly here as well. I don't think it's my fault. It might just be Twitch, because there might be a lot of people on Twitch right now. Let's take a look. Your computer is slow. Oh, that's some crap. All right, just show my IP address. Get out of there. All right, so download speed is 34, and I'm paying for 35, guys. So, unfortunately, that's all stupid Time Warner offers. In fact, that's the download speed. The upload speed, I'm paying for 5. And I'm getting above that right now. And this is during the stream, by the way. And it's still pulling 5 megabits per second. So, nope, it's not me. I'm really sorry about that, but it's definitely not me. So it's probably Twitch today. It's probably Twitch today. Twitch is just Twitch. What the fuck? I don't know. I mean, I'm really sorry about that. But I think because I'm uploading to the Twitch server pretty well, so once I upload it onto YouTube, I would like to think... Oops, I forgot to change the thing back. I would like to think that when I upload it to YouTube, all that buffering and crap is not going to be there. So, worst case scenario, if you guys can't enjoy it live, I'm really sorry about that, but I'll make sure you have a good quality version for you guys to come back and watch on YouTube in a few hours. That kind of sucks, I know, but it's definitely not me, because I'm definitely getting the streaming quality that I'm paying for, and that's like the highest they offer. It's like $100 a month for that crap. I really wanted to get that Verizon Fios stuff, which is really nice. Where the hell is my microphone? Oh. That Verizon Fios is really nice, and they basically give you upload speeds. Whatever you pay for your download, you get an upload too. So if you're getting like 50 megabits download, if that's what you're paying for, you get that in upload too. Unfortunately, they just don't offer it in my area. Believe me, I would pay for it. I would pay for it, but they just don't. They don't offer it here. So anyway, let's mosey on down and take a look at the winter textures. Oh, I got the hiccups. And just trying to get me helicopter to try to get on down here. Come on. Now, the referring back to this photoreal again, when it comes to the winter textures, that I'm cool with, because then it's just white, you know. There's really no detail that's needed, you know. Even though there is actually some detail with the snow and the way the snow falls on the lots, the winter textures are fine. Those look just fine. I don't have any complaints there. I mean, you can go photoreal if you want in that case, because you know you don't need any detail. All the details are covered up by the snow, obviously. So I don't have any issue at all with that. So as far as the winter textures go, I'm totally cool with it. It's just the non-winter textures that's kind of just biting it up a little bit. Terminal B again. So as far as the buildings go, really no change in no real change as far as the buildings are concerned. Really, it's just the aprons, tarmacs, runways. Which looks very nice. Kind of has that blown snow effect on the runways here. And if I'm not mistaken, the airport is already compatible with AES and has its own GEX compatibility. So going back to referring to that when you install the product with some of those options, if you use GSX, and it will remove certain objects that might conflict with GSX or AES. So you can check one of those, or either, or both maybe. So certainly no issues with winter textures. I think winter textures look very nice. Looking very nice. And there's downtown, or the financial center down there in the background with those buildings, which you can actually get to see from the airport, which is nice. So, I mean, as far as the overall quality of the airport, I mean, this is all 100% in my book. Definitely. The winter textures come off much, much nicer than the summer textures in terms of the fact that the snow kind of hides details in real life anyway, so it's not that big a deal. It's only during the non-winter seasons that it's sort of a detractor. Other than that, I have not found anything else that I don't like or have to complain about. Not yet. So that's a good thing. Usually by now I'm picking stuff apart, but I don't really have anything else really negative to say. I mean, again, my opinion doesn't really matter. Your own opinion is what matters, because you're the ones who are going to buy it or not buy it. I do share my opinion because, you know, how much fun is it for me to just sit here and not say anything for an hour and just slew around? I mean, so hopefully we'll get that TeamSpeak up soon and somebody can finally argue with me. But otherwise, my own impression is that it's very nicely done, and I am definitely impressed. And we're heading back over to the Klingon Warbird here, also known as Terminal D. I'm telling you, that is what they were going for. I'm going to find an article or some crap somewhere where the guy's going to be like, alright, you caught me. Yeah. When I was designing this airport that night, I was watching Star Trek The Next Generation episode 315, where the Klingons fight the Romulans and then the Enterprise. Yep, okay, we get it. And then next thing I knew, I was just drawing this thing. So it's a really cool looking architecture. I like that. We don't have anything that looks even remotely like this in the States. So it's nice to see airports take on interesting designs. They could feature this terminal in the next Men in Black movie where an alien tries to take off in the terminal. Like the terminal is actually a spaceship, but nobody knows it. It's like, I thought that terminal looked weird. It's a spaceship. And then Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones has to like shoot down the terminal. You know, as a matter of fact, let me write this down because I think I'm onto something here. So it looks very nice. Okay, I don't think there's much else we need to see as far as that goes. So let me take a look at the night lighting now. And let's see how this place lights up. And while I do that, I'll try to take a look at any comments. And then we'll start making our way over to Drzewiecki. I should use the helicopter. Can someone help me out? And so I don't have to maybe go into the menu. Maybe I can try to just fly straight to Drzewiecki in the helicopter. If it's not too far away from Sheremetyevo, maybe I can just fly there. That might be pretty cool. So if someone has a heading for me, so I don't have to look that up myself, I can try and do that. Or if y'all don't want to help, it's cool too. Whatever. Oh, it like disappeared for a minute there, huh? They were like, oh, wait a minute, we didn't expect that. And then everything disappeared. Oh, the night lighting looks pretty nice. These are the sort of the dust textures. I think I'll leave it there, and we'll try to fly around and take a look at the some of these night lights here. Let's take a look. Uh-oh. Did I run out of memory? Oh, it's got to load the terrain data. All right, let me take a quick look. Your screen's going to go dark for a minute. My apologies. Let me take a look at some comments here. Oh, you guys are saying, oh, has the stream improved then? Thank you. I hope it did. Spart81, welcome aboard. Flight Supreme, welcome. Seeing some new names in here I don't think I've seen before. And thank you guys for answering a lot of the questions on my behalf for me. It's like, oh, November 172 is like, yeah, it's better now because it's paused. Right, yeah. So I guess, Andre, did you and Rolio work out your argument on the polygons and photoreal versus drawn aprons and taxiways? Piloter1, welcome aboard, says, trailers are the wrong way around? Trailers, what, trailers for the trucks? What trailers? Oh, Andre was talking about we need Stockholm. In fact, I was talking with a developer this morning, and I added that to a list of something that they may be considering. But it's going to be a while before we get a good Stockholm. There is a Stockholm in development on FS Developer, and the developer sent me a really nasty email, and I didn't bother to reply. I guess he didn't like the fact that I didn't give him exposure on AirDailyX yet. And the bottom line is, if you're a new developer and you've never developed anything before, and you're posting your stuff on FS Developer and you don't have anything in the simulator to show yet, don't really expect any play on AirDailyX until you get close to release. And that is because I just can't be bothered to drag my readers along or drag AirDailyX readers along on a project that may never get finished. And, ooh, this building looks like it doesn't have any night lighting, does it? I don't know, it seems dark compared to the rest. But, you know, if you look at FS Developer, and I have to be careful with the projects I follow there, obviously, because the forums there are just crowded with projects that were never, ever, ever finished. So I have to be careful with that. So that's why it's not announced. So when it comes to developers who have been around for a while, or they've released something and, you know, they've shown that they have the capacity to release a product, then, you know, I can use different discretion there. But when it comes to whole new development teams and they're just kind of like casually saying, hey, check out my work, You know, if it looks to me like you've just started your models and you're still a long way off, I'm not going to string people along, because then after a while I get, you know, blasted with emails. Yo, what's going on with this project? And believe me, I get on average 5 to 10 emails a day from people saying, what's up with this project? I haven't heard from this developer. I haven't heard from that developer. What's going on? How come they're not communicating? Blah, 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 blah. So that's the case with that. But nevertheless, I'll say here, though, that there is a project on FS Developer for Stockholm, Orlando that does look promising, but it's still in very early alpha stages. And so, anyway, the terminal windows do look fairly nice. I mean, and a perfect example of that was this guy who was developing what's that term, that airport there in Saudi Arabia? I think it was Riyadh or something like that, and or maybe it was Jeddah. I can't remember, but you know, he was stringing us along with these previews of his models for the most part almost a year, and now I haven't heard from the guy, and I don't think the guy has updated anything at all in 2014. So, you know, it's like a whole year of following this crap, and then nothing ever happens. And I totally get it that, you know, people do it out of their free time, and it's a hobby, and, you know, they do what they can. So I don't blame them. I can only blame myself if I choose to follow it officially on the website, and then nothing else happens. Then that's sort of my responsibility. So as a result, I just have to be careful. So that's just my explanation for that. Anyway, the night lighting looks very nice, so I don't have any complaints there. Let's just go to the other side of the terminal here really quickly and look at some of the night lighting. In fact, I should probably go to like dark or night time, huh? We got to take a look at some of the runway approach lighting here as well. Just heading back over to the tower, that nice, lovely hangar there, and terminal, what was it? Terminal B, this one is? I can't remember already. I already forgot. Ah, I hit the ground. So very nice night lighting representation there. Looking very good. And let's go see that tower and that hangar one more time. We'll see if anyone got a heading for me. Otherwise, I'll just load it up. And I might have to restart the simulator anyway, because I'll probably wind up running out of memory. Or if anything, I'll start having performance issues. Maybe. I mean, if I fly to it, it's fine, because it's just like flying from one airport to another. But if I have to load it, I think that's a different story. And there's that tower again with that very lovely interior modeling there with computers, and even the computer screens on there had like environmental reflections. I mean, that's just how good that was done. Why can't I get the thing up here to look inside? Ah! Anyway, a very nice looking control tower. This is probably one of the better control towers I think I've ever seen in flight simulation. Looks really nice. Very, very nice. And we'll head back over one more time and check out that cool hangar with that cool glass. I like glass hangars. Airplanes are beautiful. Don't hide them. Have some glass there. Let us see them. That's what I say. So there's the hangar there with that very nice looking glass representation there. And it's lit pretty nicely too. So there's that really nice hangar. And those nice static aircraft as well are also, looks like they're also lit at night. We're going to break the glass. We're just going to go right through. There's an Illusion there all lit up. With complete with some static tankers and people and stairs. I like how Drzewiecki decorates his static planes. It's really cool. Alright, so I think we're pretty much done here with this airport. And I'll take one more look, see if there's anything that I didn't catch. Any other questions or anything, and then I guess we'll head over to M-Design Domodedovo, won't we? Alright, so let's just go ahead and hit the pause button on that. I'll take a minute to flow through some quick questions or any comments, and then we'll head along here. Brother says, good thing Greg isn't here to see that comment. Your computer is slow. Ooh, yeah. You guys want to take it easy on that. Don't talk about my jet line. That's my second wife. I will come through the computer and kick somebody's behind. Andre has a good point. When open land class hits America, or North America, Canada's going to look awesome. It's all going to look awesome, really. Okay. Yeah, Twitch servers, they were supposed to go with Google, and then they decided to sell it to Amazon. And Amazon obviously ain't put no money into it yet, so whatever. T7 Flyers here, welcome aboard. Yep, I am using OpenLAN Class EU. You asked me, am I still using it? I will be using it forever until Orbix makes something better. So Happy Metals here, he says, hi guys, back to good old Soviet. Oh, come on. Good night. And Spart81's on board. Welcome. Says he's getting 46 and he's paying for 100. I think that's about the same, isn't it? Piloto says my opinion is the only thing that matters. No, no, no. Spart says, oh, never knew DeAndre was a Trekkie. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, 7 of 9. I used to have wet dreams about her. Oh, that's too much information. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Way too much information. Seriously though, Jerry Ryan in Star Trek Voyager. Oh my God. And then they would always put her in these tight like uniforms. Oh, she was hot. All right, let's see. Captain Gumbo says fire up the A320 and test their custom jetways. Well, I guess I can do that. Plotter was talking about the truck trailers are backwards in the scenery. Ooh, that's weird. Okay. Well, since no one gave me a heading, all right, sure, I can test those jet bridges for, I forgot who asked for that. So I'm going to have to restart the simulator then once we go to Domodedovo. So for now, let's unpause and put our helicopter down, and then I'll try to switch over to the... Did I install the A318 yet? I know I downloaded it, but I don't know if I actually installed it. I can't remember if I installed it or not. We'll use the A320, and let's just put her down nice, gently. There we go. And I'll try to load the A320 and see if we can test the jet bridge, since apparently they're custom. I actually didn't read the manual, so I'm not sure if it's like one of those Control-J movements or something like that. I guess we'll find out in a second. Let's see here. Select vehicle. I hate that Lockheed Martin calls them vehicles. Call them sim objects. It's like, yeah, I'm loading up my Airbus A320 vehicle. I'm going to drive it around the clouds in the sky. Let's see. Reading is not whose strongest point, mine. Neither is writing, or running my mouth for that matter. And there are some really good freewares for Russia too. I see you guys were discussing that. Alright, let's scroll on up here. So I got a lot of stuff in here, don't I? Alright, where is it? Aerosoft. Oh, the A319 is here. Okay, let's see. Do we have an A319 for any Russian airlines like S7 or Aeroflot or one of those? Let's see. Oh, they put Skybus in here? That's funny. Let's see. U.S. Airways, Virgin America, Polaris, Aer Lingus. That's A320s now. Spirit. Spirit should change their name to Shit on It. Okay, let me see. Finnair, Eurowings, EasyJet, Czech, Croatia, China, British, BMI. Ooh, BMI. I love BMI. I think I'm going to go with the BMI livery. Besides, didn't BMI used to have flights from like London to Sheremetyevo, or was it? I don't know. It was one of the two, but I know that they did have flights to Russia for a minute. Global Jet, Luxembourg, Comlux, Frontier, British, Avianca, Air France. Nope. So let's just go with British Midland, since that was one of my favorite airlines, and I actually had like 25 or 30,000 miles racked up with BMI before they went bankrupt. So I don't even know if British Airways even took up those miles or not. That's a good question. I do not know. And you know what? It's a little bit dark, so let me change the time preview real quick. Make it a little bit brighter. Oh, that's too dark. Ooh, ooh, that's nice. It's like a little pink purple sky, huh? Ooh, there goes the sun. Ooh. Well, I think that plane's going to cold and dark. I'm not about to spend my time trying to start it up. That's fine. We'll do that. Yes. And let's change back to the simulator. Rhoda says, I can't fly without a VC. I don't know who is still flying around in 2D panels now. I mean, come on. I guess I get that there are some people that still need to rely on certain 2D panel pop-up views and stuff, which obviously a lot of us need for different reasons, like for example, programming the flight management system. Sometimes it's easier if you can click it and just bring it up on the screen, because trying to like lean over and look at that thing can be a little annoying. But yeah, I think this is like cold and dark on me, huh? Is it? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is this crap? Oh, this is that piece of junk. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, wait a minute. Why does this thing look ugly all of a sudden? I loaded the wrong airplane. Alright, let me just pull up the Aerosoft thing. I'm like, since when does this thing start cold and dark? I never set it up for that. That's the airplane I was using while I was waiting for Aerosoft to release the A319. Alright, there should be a... There is a... what's that? Sorry, your screen is blank for a second. Forgive me. I'm trying to look around for Aeroflot. Aerosoft. Where's Aeroflot? Where's Aeroflot? Avianca, Austrian, Alitalia, AirAsia. Aeroflot. There we go. Please don't, please don't run out of memory on me. Oh, thank God. Or maybe it still will. I guess I didn't install it. I don't know why I thought I did, but I guess I did not. I guess I did not. Do I need my track IR? I don't think so. Airport looks really nice from the virtual cockpit view, doesn't it? Alright, so let's check out those custom jet bridges. Animated jet bridges. Honestly, I didn't even know it had animated jet bridges. Custom. Someone said it did, so okay. Let's just try it and see. I'm actually not sure what's happening right now. Are these things trying to power up or not? No, they're not, but it's just making that noise for no reason. Alright, fine, let's slew, because I don't have time to fool around with programming. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's just put it on the line. Probably going to have to pull up the, we'll just say right there. Might have to pull up the, is it Control J? Or Shift J? Oh wait, you need the parking brake on, right? No. Not Control J or Shift J. What about GSX? Let me see. GSX is Control F11 or something, right? Or Control F12. There it is. Let me see. So all this stuff pulls up, but that jet bridge ain't pulling up. Remember to operate the jetway. Well, okay, yeah. It's like J or Control J. Oh, open the front door? Okay. Waiting for your action. Well, that ain't bringing the jetway, though. Alright, let me see here. Let me find the manual. Hang on. Let's see. Alright, let's take a quick look. Let's see about those jetways, shall we? Let me see. This is all the history. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
This, however, led to the rise of the strong nationalist separatist movements prior to 1991. The Soviet economy was the second largest in the world.
All right. Let's see. Scenery features, compatible FXX prepared, highest level of accuracy and geographic positioning, high quality static aircraft, up to date. Configuration options and install, advanced, conditional, and loop animations. Custom jetway animations with docking systems. Okay, so let's go back and look at options, settings, controls. Let me see, there's something in here that says like jetway something. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J. J. Jet starter, jettison weapon, joystick. What is it called, guys, in the in here to move the jetway? There is a name for it in here somewhere. I know that. Is it move jetway under M maybe? Or position jetway? Position freeze all? No. Animate jetway? Move jetway? M-A, M-I, M-O, mouse, 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 no. Yeah, I tried Control J, but obviously it's not, oh, attach, detach jetway, Control J. I did Control J, it didn't move. Let me try it again, Control J. Do I gotta wait even longer? Maybe I need to go to another gate. Let's go to another gate. Maybe not all jet bridges are animated. Maybe my airplane wasn't parked in the right spot. Let's back it up. Control J. Control J. Okay, well, I don't know. I can't get it to work, so I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. Obviously, maybe my plane is not in the right spot or something I'm not doing right. I don't know. I'll try this last one. Sorry, I'd like to be able to show it for you, but I'm pushing it and it ain't working. So I'm not really sure what else I need to be doing here. Parking brake is engaged, the engines are off. The engines are off. So, I don't know. Control J. Yeah, I don't know. It's not working out, guys. I'm sorry. It's in the manual, but in the manual it looks like it just says animated jet bridges. Right? That's what it says. How do you move it, though? The scenery should be compatible with all currently existing mesh, vector, land class, texture elements for the area. Fully compatible with GSX and AES. Deactivating no. But how do you move the jetway? Does it say? Animation. Display all available animations in the scenery. Simply hit Shift D. Oh! All you have to do is know how to read that, Mr. Dumbass. What do you say, Shift D? Oh! Okay, so what gate are we at? We're at gate 26. 26. Alright, so let's find gate 26. I hit next. Why did it go away? Control D. Next. Why does it disappear when I hit next? Gate 26. There's gate 29, 37, previous. 43, 42, previous. 13. Is it every freaking gate but the one I'm at? 26, 44, 43, 44, 39, 38. Next. 29. Next. 28, 26 alpha. That's 26. Is that 26 alpha? What about just regular 26? Next. You know what? Previous. Okay, let's just move it on 26 alpha then. Or you know what? Let me just see if I can just click that and see if it moves. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. It's trying to move. Where are you going? I guess my airplane wasn't parked in the right spot. Well, it doesn't say A320, A330, A340 parking. There's no. Where's the docking system? How am I supposed to know? Alright, well, we see that it moves. Let me go to another gate and try it again. Hang on. Let's come over here. Alright, gate 28. Maybe I just got to move it further up this time. Let's put it in the C box. The C circle. Alright, let's try it now. Okay, Control D. Move gate. Oh, what's the gate number again? 28. Okay, 28. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. Alright, so Control D. And just for kicks and giggles, what else does it let us do here? In this example, you need to press 1 to undock a jetway at gate 7, or you can click it. I was clicking it. And the next page 0 will close the window. Jetways will dock to a pre-programmed location and height based on airplanes written on the list below. So make sure you read the manual. And they're going to talk about all that stuff and whatnot. Gate size and general rules: small 40-meter wingspan, medium 40 to 60-meter wingspan, and large 60-meter wingspan. It is recommended you park your aircraft at a gate with an appropriate size. And then there's a chart there. So making sure you guys can see all this stuff. So make sure you read the manual to know which gate. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time. It doesn't move. It doesn't look like that setting moves any of the terminal. I'm sorry, the available animations. Yeah, and it actually tells you might want to consider printing this page, and I would echo that. You might want to print that page and look at the diagram so you know where you can park your plane and the position and all that good stuff. So very good, and I like that he added the thing where you can just, you know, select your own gate. That's nice. So that was well done. Very well done. Very nice. I guess in the future maybe he'll add stuff like to open and close hangar doors and whatnot. But anyway, very nice. So there we go. That's how you get your jetway animation. Any other questions about that, lads? Let's see. Anything else? Wow. Okay, people are telling me to tell another story. Oh, for God's sake. Greg, it's weekend for Greg, so I don't imagine Greg is busy with the wife and the family and all that stuff, I'm sure. All right, so let's go ahead and kill the simulator. Yes, we want to exit. Then we want to wait a minute.